Kazakhstan is the largest country in Central Asia and the ninth largest in the world. Between its most distant points, Kazakhstan measures about 2,930 kilometers east to west and 960 miles north to south. Kazakhstan is the most dominant nation of Central Asia economically and politically, generating 60% of the region's GDP, primarily through its oil and gas industry. It also has vast mineral resources and is officially a democratic, secular, unitary, constitutional republic with a diverse cultural heritage. Kazakhstan is a member of United Nations, CIS, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the Eurasian Economic Union. The capital of Kazakhstan is the city of Nur-Sultan. Nur-Sultan is a modern city with a favorable environment attractive for tourists and comfortable for residents and guests of the Kazakh capital to live in. Nur-Sultan became the capital of New Kazakhstan in 1998 for a variety of reasons. The choice was made in favor of Nur-Sultan due to a number of decided advantages: vast urban area, favorable geographical location, close to the country's main economic centers, significant demographic potential, well-developed transport infrastructure, and a relatively favorable environment. Today, Nur-Sultan is not only a country's major administrative center located at the intersection of major development networks of the country. It is the city leader setting the pace in the innovative development of Kazakhstan, the city which acts as a locomotive of the reforms in Kazakhstan of the new millennium is also a tourist attraction in the steppes.
Almaty or Alma-Ata is the largest city in Kazakhstan with population of 1.5 million people, with about 9% of the country's population located in one city. It also used to be the former capital of the country until 1997, when it moved to Astana. Their river and mountain territory is called beyond Alatau region. The mountains you can observe are the Alatau Mountains, which are part of Tian Shan. In the mountains you can find scientific stations that researches the sun and cosmic rays, astrophysical observatories, sporting facilities on Medeo, skiing resort Chimbulak, summer camps and many other facilities. The city is still the center of commerce of Kazakhstan, with the stock exchange and the largest banks located there, including Kazkommertsbank, which is the largest bank in Kazakhstan. The stock exchange is the largest in Central Asia and it's responsible for a large proportion of the countries.
One of the cities that appeared on the way of the Great Silk Road is the city of Turkestan, which is the largest pearl in the neck of ancient Kazakhstani cities stretching from the Turgarian Mountains through the Siberia and Sirdarya steppes up to the Aral Sea. Turkestan has a continuous history, the origins of which go back centuries. The city of Turkestan is one of the most ancient cities in Kazakhstan with a long history. The convenient geographical position of the settlement on the ancient caravan road of the Great Silk Road, as well as a pilgrimage of believers to the mausoleum of the great Sufi poet and preacher Kocakhmet Yassouи, contributed to its development and lively trade. The city of Turkestan has an important role to play in the historical, cultural, spiritual, and tourist life of not only Kazakhstan but the entire Central Asian region. By the decree of the President of Kazakhstan, the main objectives of the concept, the master plan of the city of Turkestan are to determine the conceptual direction for the further development of the city. Today, world leaders are returning to the idea of resuming the legendary highway of the Middle Ages, the Great Silk Road, in a new technological and economic embodiment, because the importance of the Greek Silk Road was not only the ensuring trade and economic ties. Thanks to him, cultural, scientific, and the diplomatic ties were established. The path which ordinarily embraced as trade very soon became the most important factor in the technical, scientific, and spiritual progress of mankind.
The plenary session of the Yas Summit Turkestan is the cradle of Turkic world took place in Turkestan. The forum was held with the support of the Ministry of Information and Social Development of the Republic of Kazakhstan. In his video address to the participants of the Yas Summit, Kazakh Senate Speaker Maulen Ashimbayev reminded that ancient Turkestan's appearance is gradually changing thanks to the decision of first president of Kazakhstan, Елбасы Nursultan Nazarbayev. According to Ashimbayev, 3 years ago, Елбасы signed the historical decree on the establishment of Turkestan region, giving the second life to Turkestan. Turkestan's role has strengthened after it was proclaimed the spiritual capital of Turkic world at the summit of heads of Turkic-speaking states this spring, he stressed. It was pointed out that the Turkic world was of the centers of the global civilization and reminded the participants of the Yas Summit of the contribution of Turkic scientists into the development of humankind. He urged them to strive to make their own contribution to the global development. Minister of Information and Social Development of Kazakhstan, Aida Valayeva, in her turn, emphasized that Kazakhstan has always paid utmost attention to strengthening of cooperation with the Turkic-speaking states in the sphere of Yas policy. The summit of leaders and activists of the Turkic-speaking countries lasted for 3 days. During this time, the guests got acquainted with the history of Turkestan, took part in an international environmental campaign and the opening of the alley. During the meeting, Yas organizations from 6 countries signed memorandums of mutually beneficial cooperation. If to tell about the results of the summit, 300 people were participated in the summit, and the most important goal of the summit was to make the relationship between Turkic countries warmer than it was. And almost many meetings are planned in the city of Turkish world. Recall that Turkestan was proclaimed the spiritual capital of Turkic world at the informal summit of the Cooperation Council of the Turkic-speaking states on March 31, 2021, chaired by President of Kazakhstan Kasım-Jomart Tokayev.